everyone, welcome to this week's Bearded Vlog, and this week I will be talking about tour prices and where bands are earning their money from. So thus, on to the intro. So, you all might remember, if you watched the video, a couple of weeks ago I talked about the difference between buying or going to see Metallica, one of the biggest bands going, live, over going to a couple of local festivals and seeing a lot of the smaller and local bands. Well, recently a couple of articles have been published about ticket prices and where bands are earning their income. The first one was about Metallica's world tour. More importantly, about their show in London next year, which on average ticket prices were about 120 quid each. Now, I don't know anyone with that kind of disposable income. I certainly don't. The article goes on to say how people can easily see that being too much to pay for seeing a few bands live. The counter to that, though, is you're seeing Metallica, who, again, are one of the biggest bands going, not just in metal, but in general, who have always made a massive show out of every gig, with loads of pyrotechnics and whatnot. The other two bands are Ghost, who have become pretty big recently, and Boskas is some band from Norway, so they must be good. And it's an arena gig as well. And no matter who you're going to go see live, those kind of gigs aren't cheap. Now, the other article was on Avenged Sevenfold. Yes, I know there are a bunch of people who don't like Avenged Sevenfold, but please ignore. Don't be focused on that. And it was with the guitarist Sinister Gates. In the interview, he was asked about streaming music or music streaming sites and tours, and he said that the band earns 99.9% of its income from tours, and that because streaming music sites appeal more to those who listen to hip-hop and pop music, metal, yet again, takes a back seat in the world. And this is all a knock-on effect to when tons of people decided they wanted free music. This goes back well over 10 years ago now. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, one word, LimeWire. See? There, you know what I'm talking about now, don't you? LimeWire, and before LimeWire, it was Napster, and these sites let many people download music for free. Effectively stealing the music from the bands and artists because they didn't want to spend their money. Now, I'm not excluding myself from this. At the time, I barely made £20 a week doing a paper round. So, yeah, at the time, and this is before I kind of understood the economics of music. Now, the rub from using LimeWire is that you massively risked your computer getting infected by viruses, and badly. But because of these torrent sites, the music industry took a massive dive. Because hardly anyone was paying for music they were listening to, so many bands and artists had to rely on touring and merch to make money. Now, a lot of bands who can be considered big time still have to work part-time jobs just to make ends meet. This isn't fully the fault of people who stole music, and more to the record labels and how the money is split from albums and tickets. But it doesn't change the fact that a lot of bands are still struggling because of what happened. Now, the good thing is that most people who listen to metal are still buying albums and merch, and they're more than willing to pay for tour tickets and even more for meet and greets and things like that. And Amazon and iTunes are slowly working towards getting the money back to the artists. Spotify and YouTube are getting onto the game as well, with adverts to help pay for the music or premium for people who don't want the adverts. So, after all that, what do you guys think? Do you still buy albums from your favorite bands, or do you just buy singles off Amazon or iTunes? Do you think that it's fair that artists are having to earn mainly from tours, or should they be getting more of an equal amount of pay from albums and merch? Let me know your thoughts. So links to the articles that I've mentioned will be down below somewhere. Same as my social media stuff, as always. Please like and subscribe, and until next time, Beardy out.